Hi, everyone. Happy holidays. Monica Sari here with Assessments 24/7. We'll get started in just a few minutes, but I want to just let everyone know we received a ton of questions from our family of clients. Thank you very much. And we've summarized them, and each department head are going to give you the answers. So we appreciate your participation. If you have additional questions, feel free to put them in the Q&A, not in the chat. We won't answer them there. Make sure they're in the Q&A section, and we'll do our best to answer those at the end. Keep in mind, the webinar is being recorded, so you can absolutely have access to this later. And I forgot to turn my cell phone off. Sorry about that. But we will send you the recording to this, absolutely. And we'll get started in just a minute. Hi, everyone. Feel free to say hi in the chat. We're just waiting for more people to join, and I'll repeat everything I just said, Tim. Hi, everybody. Ooh, someone from Denver. Cool. Netherlands. Nice. All right. Well, just again, welcome, everyone. Happy holidays. Monica Sari here from Assessments 24/7. We collected a ton of questions from you all. Our wonderful clients submitted those. Thank you. And we've summarized all the answers for you. So each department head is going to answer those. If you have even more questions, please do feel free to submit them in the Q&A area, not the chat, the Q&A. And we'll do our best to answer those later today. And so keep in mind that this is being recorded. We will email you this entire recording after we're done. And so let's go ahead and get started. I'd love to introduce our CEO. Brandon is a computer genius, a lacrosse aficionado, pretty much a pro fisherman, and an overall great dude. So Brandon Parker, take it away.
That was awesome. Thanks, Monica. Yeah, and I'm doing my best here to run a business as well, but on the free time, fishing, lacrosse, you name it, hiking, backpacking. So what we've done, so welcome everybody. Thank you for being here. We wanted to create a webinar, gathering as many questions as we could from all of you out there, and do our best to answer them and kind of give a summary of the year in regards to what we've done. And then I'm going to talk a little bit later about the vision for the future and where we're going in 2023 and beyond. So the way we've structured this is we're going to go through, like Monica said, the departments, summarizing kind of the main aspects that got asked for each one of those departments. So we're not specifically hitting questions in what we've decided to do. We had so many different questions that we're summarizing. But at the end of this, we're then going to try to answer some on the fly questions. So hopefully we'll accomplish answering some of your questions through the pool of questions that we've received. So to kick things off, it's actually going to be me talking about one of the most highly, I think the most questions we received revolved around customization and what can we do from a customization side. So I'm just going to kind of rattle through some of the things we've done and some of the options that are out there. But one of the pieces that I take a lot of pride in here, and we've been doing this for years, has been not just selling you something and saying, this is how it is, use it, there's no other options. We try to bring the ability for you to personalize these products and integrate them into what you do, your company or your clients' companies. So from a simple perspective, any of these reports that are available can be customized. They can be customized in a variety of ways. You can modify the designs. You can delete pages, add pages, move things around. And I'm sure if I looked at the list of people on here, I probably could tell you stories about a majority of our clients who have already done some kind of customization work. So one of the other areas about the report customization is there have been circumstances where a client has said, the company I'm working with or the company that I'm in, we have these missions and the values and the 5 Ps or something that's very specific to their company. And we can then tailor that report to, well, let's put those in the report. Let's talk about how DISC can be relevant to you specifically, to this company, to what you do as a client. So report customization is one thing. We've also got the ability to customize parts of the dashboard, which some of you have noticed. We have, and I think this will be talked about later, but we have I guess it'll be a feature of our account world that we call our Account Plus that brings in more customization. If you want to have your own domain name, so you're using, yourcompany.com domain to be administering assessments. There's a whole list of things. I think it'll be mentioned later. If not, you could email us about the Account Plus world, and there's a one sheet we have that covers all the various points about customization. I'm looking at some of my notes here. The visual side of the site, the reports, getting deeper into customization. We've done a lot of manipulation of assessments to meet a particular need. So you like certain aspects of certain assessments, you want to pull those together to create custom assessments that might meet your need in particular. So in general, there hasn't been much I don't even know if there really has been much of anything that's actually come over my desk that I haven't been able to do or that we haven't been able to do as a company. So I want to just plant the seed that everybody, for you guys to know, we could probably do it. And if there's a way to make a product or an assessment fit into your model better, let us know. And we'll try to accomplish that. So if there are any additional specific questions about the customization, you could throw those in the Q&A and then we can get to those later. But I've only got a certain amount of time in each section here. So I'm going to now pass this over to Angie Fairbanks, who's going to talk about some of the questions that she's received relating to the coaching environment. So I'll be back in a few, but here you go, Angie.
Thank you, Brandon. I have 2 main questions that I always get and was very prominent over the survey and are frequently asked questions. The first one is how to market and get the right clients. Yep, you guys all want to know. This is the question I get all the time. So when I am working with coaches, I always say, let me change the way you think about assessments and let's think about your business, your coaching practice. In my opinion, there are 2 ways to market assessments and get the right clients. First, the way you market to get the right clients is how you market your coaching business. It is no different. So ask yourself, who is your target market for your coaching practice and what programs within my coaching practice do I want to market? Then you use assessments as a tool to enhance, grow, build plans, and develop your clients. Assessment should be a mandatory part of your coaching and should be positioned pretty much to your clients within every one of your coaching programs. So whether they're a very small coaching program or whether you're one-to-one larger annual programs, whatever it may be, it should be, how you position with your clients. I will say, because I don't have a whole lot of time today, only have a little bit of time. If you have not watched my Scale Your Business webinar, I suggest watching that webinar recording for the script on positioning so you can go wide and deep within the company. So going back to marketing, let's not overthink it, team. You are marketing your coaching business and using assessments as a tool. For help with marketing on your coaching business, I suggest maybe hiring a marketing expert or hiring a marketing team member for your coaching practice. The second way to market is, this is more kind of internal. If you want to use assessments as a lead generator, there are 2 ways to use DISC as a lead generator. One, you have to have clarity, and I stress clarity on your target market and product offering. Again, it all goes back to who you are targeting and what your product offerings are. You then can do a, a DISC teaser webinar or an overview webinar sell them into a 2-hour or 4-hour workshop, and then sell them into one of your coaching programs. For example, if you are targeting business owners, executive leaders, and you have a leadership or a program you want to build winning teams with, you will want to market your DISC webinar as communication, the biggest gap in leaders, or how to build effective communication in the workplace, or even ways to improve communication, team collaboration, and overall performance. Remember, you're not using DISC in your title. Your title is created by having clarity on your coaching business, and you should market what you and your coaching practice is all about and the results you and your clients desire. So I'm going to actually post something in the chat for you. And this is actually a working document that is shared amongst the assessments community. If you have a title that has been successful, please share on the sheet. You can also find the pre-made mini DISC webinar and 2-hour presentation in your training resources and your assessment dashboard. If you are certified, you also have additional presentation resources such as facilitator guides and the pre-made 4-hour presentation. Now, I mentioned that there were 2 options for assessments for lead generated. The second option, I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail. It is our assessments lead generator program. I will say that is not for everyone, and every coaching practice is subject for approval for this program. But to give you a quick snapshot, the lead generator program is a low-cost monthly subscription option that will be able to offer unlimited free basic DISC assessments with an option for them to upgrade to full reports. It's also a revenue stream and also pays for your subscription. If you want to find out more about that lead generation programs, please schedule a meeting with me to discuss this option and the benefits and to see if this is the right marketing strategy for your coaching practice. The second question I get asked is about, what do I charge? Well, I'm going to keep it very simple. Depending on your confidence level, I suggest charging 2 to 5 times your assessment rate and then your hourly, daily rate for your workshops. When I say confidence level, you have to be confident in your pricing. Coaches that are new to assessments, they typically charge 2 to 3 times their assessment rate. As you gain more confident, you start charging more. So most senior coaches will charge 5 times or more than their assessment rate. I have known coaches charge more than $1,500 for a single assessment and an action plan debrief. So I suggest that you create a pricing sheet for yourself and your clients to keep handy and have clarity what your hourly rate is, what your daily rate is, and what is your multiple day rate. And that's what I talk to coaches all the time is, what is your hourly rate? What is your daily rate? Then you can start figuring out what you charge for those workshops, debriefs, etc. So I believe that's all I have time for today. And that's also what some of the top coaches are doing to be successful in utilizing assessments, is using their current business and what they're doing and product offering to utilize assessments as a tool for their coaching practice. So just kind of keep in mind, this is a tool to enhance your coaching practice. And I'm going to put that working title sheet in the chat for all of you. And now I am going to hand it over to, I forget because I can't have my screen. Sorry, who was that?
Jen.
I'm going to hand it over to Jen. Hi, Jen.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Angie. All right, so my section is all about training and certification. And we received a lot of questions about how does certification help me? How can I move through the process of certification? What kind of things do I learn? How will that differentiate me in my business? So I'm just going to hit the biggest questions of this. And again, as the others have said, we absolutely encourage you to come back and ask additional questions through either the support email or the Q&A. Get in touch with me directly if you have questions about certification and training. We are here to help. So the first question is, why would I get certified? And that's a really good question. As many of you know, we do not require certification to use several of our assessments. Some of them we do ask that you be certified in, but many of them you can use the non-certified trainer materials and the foundational information that's actually in the reports themselves to help people in a very, very proficient way. But certification takes it to another level. So our trainings are all designed to give you a deeper understanding of every assessment so that you know how to use them as effectively as possible, not only for yourself, but to help your clients, the coaches around you, your coworkers, your peers, your supervisors, anyone who might be in relationship with you, personal or professional. So the programs help you to understand the assessment themselves, the things that are included in each one, the foundation of each of the models. So what's the difference between DISC and EIQ? What's the difference between motivators and EIQ? What's the difference between a combined report versus an individual report? And when would it be best to use those? It also helps you to gain deeper insight into your own personal skills, interests, experience, expression. So once you understand who you are, you can use that information to adapt to the needs of the people around you, which you will also learn about by having access to the information that's in training. So you can improve your personal and professional relationships from the very beginning. It'll also help you enhance your critical thinking and problem solving skills. It helps you be a stronger decision maker because you have a variety of information that's available to you to help support the people that are around you. And as I said at the beginning, as part of the question, to create a competitive edge for you to set you apart from others in the industry. Now, many of you who have been certified in other programs with other vendors know that we do things a little differently in some cases, or we may have pages in our reports that are slightly different, or language that we use that's different. And we talk about all of those things in training so that you can be as versed as possible in the things that are being presented to be able to work with your clients. The second question that we get a lot of is, what do you learn in certification? So through the certification program, you're going to get your assessment as well as a personalized debrief with your master certified trainer. So you get the experience of knowing what it's like to go through the report with someone as the participant, as the person who's taken the assessment. And you get to see in action how we provide debriefs so that you can use that as a model. It doesn't mean you have to do it that way all the time, but it gives you some foundation for the ways that we have found to be successful debriefing clients. The second thing is it helps you learn to how to maximize the effectiveness of your debriefs so that you know that you are debriefing as confidently as possible. And as Angie said, the more confidence you have, the more money you can charge. So that's a beautiful, beautiful side effect of being able to understand and work through the information that's in an assessment. And finally, it gives us the opportunity to teach really powerful and really insightful training sessions. So the more information you have, not only about the assessment itself, but also about the model, where it came from, how it's developed over the years, what language has changed, that can all help you set a really solid foundation for a powerful and deep, important informational workshop. The third thing that we get asked is kind of in alignment with that. So what kinds of things do I get? Not just what do I learn, but what kind of things do I get from becoming certified? So being certified, you get access to ongoing support, not only through our support team to help you with things like your dashboard or your assessment use, but also from your practitioners. So we are here to help you if you get a tough graph, or if there's something that maybe you remember you learned years ago when you got certified, but you don't really remember how it fits together now, or if you need a refresher, that's what we're here to support you with. The second thing is you have access to certified trainer materials. So we have non-certified materials available for everyone, but you get a much more robust library of materials to help you that includes debrief guides, a bunch of resources, classroom activities, PowerPoint presentations, and even some additional marketing materials. One of the greatest perks of getting certified is you also get listed on our international directory of certified practitioners, and we link it to your website or your LinkedIn. So if someone in your area is looking for someone to debrief them or to build a coaching relationship with or to do a workshop, they can go to that directory and find someone who is local or find someone who speaks the language that they speak. There are all different ways that you can find a certified practitioner by using that international directory. And lastly, for those of you that are interested or that need to have continuing education credits, our programs offer a variety of credits with a number of different organizations, including SHRM, HRCI, ATD, ICF. So depending on the program that you're getting certified in, there may be continuing education credits available for you that you can then submit with your certificate to get those additional credits. And then the last question that is associated with the process of certification is what's included. So as we said before, certification is a variety of different elements that come together. It is all presented in a self-paced, self-directed experience with a couple of interactions with a certified trainer. So it's 100% virtual and includes a virtual Zoom call or phone call with a certified trainer to go through your reports and to work through debriefs and to answer questions and things like that should you need it. But the rest of it is self-paced and self-directed. So you'll have the online assessment opportunity. You'll have the opportunity to do an independent review of self-study documents. There's virtual training programs and video examples, not only of how to use the model, but also how to debrief reports and work through the information that are in them. You'll have your own personal debrief call. You'll have an opportunity to review the online materials and resources, and you'll have a final knowledge check that shows us your understanding and your comprehension. And that final knowledge check is reviewed by your trainer to make sure that if there are any gaps in the information that you've understood to date, we can help you find success and fill in what those gaps may be. Nobody doesn't, let me say this differently. Most people pass certification right out of the gate. But if you have areas where you struggle or you need additional assistance, we also offer opportunities for you to have individualized practice and more training if needed. So it is a singular process of certification, but it is customized to your learning need and your experience. And if you've been certified with other vendors and you have a solid understanding of a program already, we do upskill programs and we help you work through the material that's relevant to our version of things so that you're not wasting your time learning something you already know. Though, as many of you can absolutely attest to, a lot of the time what you'll learn in our program is different or has a different perspective than what you've seen before, or takes it to a different level than what you would have experienced before. So I absolutely, obviously encourage everyone to get certified because there are so many things that are really, really useful there. So the next question, what certifications do we offer? We offer two different kinds of certification. One is an assessment certification, and that's what I've explained to date so far. Most of the time, people want to be certified in using the assessment. So DISC certification, motivator certification, EIQ certification, higher sense certification. We offer programs to certify you in assessments. The second side of what we offer are workshop certifications. So for anyone that's interested in taking the DISC information and assessment and applying it in particular environments for particular purposes and running training workshops, we have a workshop certification called DISC Workshop Leader. And in that, you receive access to training materials and examples to provide and deliver assessments in 5 areas. And these can be either full day assessment workshops or half day assessment workshops. And those 5 areas are self-awareness and communication, transitioning from peer to leader, trust-based leadership, making teams work, and sales optimization. Now, the way that that works is when you are doing a workshop with DISC information from these 5 areas, we always start with self-awareness and communication. So if you purchase this assessment certification or workshop certification rather, you get self-awareness and communication as the foundation, because you have to understand DISC and the model and how it all works together, and communication and the platinum rule to be able to use it in transitioning from peer to leader or trust-based leadership or making teams work or sales optimization. Those other 4 can either be used all together or they can be used independently. So if you have a client who just wants to work on sales optimization, they would take self-awareness and communication and sales optimization as their workshop. Or you may have a leadership group that you're working with. They would take self-awareness and communication and either transitioning from peer to leader, trust-based leadership, or making teams work, or a combination of those things. So you have the ability to pick and choose the information that you need for the workshops that you want to run. So that is my time. So I'm going to pass the baton over. And again, if you have any questions, if there's anything additional that you'd like to know about certification, please, please, please feel free to reach out. We are here to support you.
Awesome. Thank you, Jen.
You're welcome.
Great job. And you look gorgeous, by the way. Looking good. All right. So I, was in charge of fielding a lot of the sales focused questions, and we got a lot about, how do I overcome this particular sales objection? And so we'll get into a few of those. I also just want to take the time to really tell everyone on this call. So, no matter if you're a trainer, a consultant, however you're using the assessments, you are doing such important work, right? Teaching people how to become better in all ways, improve communication, leadership skills, all of that is priceless work, right? So when we start the talk or the sales pitch, if you want to call it that, with that in mind, I think that is incredibly important to know. And just keep in mind, we're all helping everyone get along better. And that's what we're doing here. So one of the questions that we got is, why should I use assessments 24/7 over another assessment company? And I want to say, there's only a few major DISC providers. And when I say DISC provider, I'm talking about a company that creates the technology, the questionnaires, and provides some sort of validation to the assessments, right? These are people that are literally creating the assessments. And so I think how Assessments 24/7 sets ourselves apart from those folks is a lot of the things that I'm sure most of you know, but just to remind you, our reports are very easy to read. We've strategically done that. We want to get this message out of DISC and how to better communicate with one another. So we've made the reports easy to understand. You get access to unlimited team reports. Some others do charge for that. You have a ton of supporting training materials that Jen just talked about. And I think probably the most important part is the way that we do our validity and reliability. So we actually use a third party to do all these studies. It's called the Assessment Standards Institute. Most of the other DISC providers actually do their validity studies in-house. And this is an important point because basically they're giving themselves an A+. We have an objective outside provider do this for us, and that is extremely important. Our validity and reliability studies are almost the most important aspect of providing any kind of psychometric assessment. So you can say any of these, items to any of your clients, use that. One thing to keep in mind too, no matter what you're doing, if you're selling this program internally at an organization or you're trying to have a new consulting client come on board, you're always selling to a human. So I haven't had to sell to robots yet, but I'm sure that's on its way. But basically keep in mind what we've learned through DISC. We need to sell to people in their DISC style. So as soon as you can make an educated guess of what they are, or even have them do the DISC, you can then change your approach to meet them where they are, right? So the D's you need to be quick to the point, show them how they're going to win by using it. With the I's, you want to create entertainment, make it interactive, create excitement for I's and keep up with their pace. With the S's, you want to show the stability that you're going to bring, how you're going to help them bring the team together for S's. And then C's, you have to prove yourself. So you have to prove yourself through research, studies, any kind of detailed explanations on why you're the best. Prove it. And we actually did a webinar on this. It's on our website, and Jen put in the link to get all of our webinars, our historical webinars. And we called it Stop, Collaborate, and Listen. It's all about connecting with people, creating trust in the sales process. And that's really my points for today. We'll take more questions if anything comes through, but I would love to hand it off to Suzette now. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. All right, we had some questions come in that I would love to answer because it was a lot of questions about things that are actually just available to you in your assessment account already. And I think a lot of you just aren't aware. We have a lot of new account holders that just weren't aware all of these things were simply at your fingertips. So I'm going to actually screen share a demo account with you to show you where these things are. So let me pull it up here. All right, so what you're seeing here is a demo of your account. I know we have quite a few new account holders watching the webinar, and we'll probably be watching the webinar as a recording later on. So if maybe you're going through certification and you haven't had time to log into your account for the first time, this might look new to you, but this is where you're going to log in to actually manage all of your assessments that you're purchasing, sending out, managing all users that take assessments with you. Number one, what I want to point out, which is going to answer a ton of your questions, because there are a lot of sort of FAQs that came in just simply about account usage and maybe how, can I get a copy of the reports that get sent out? Can I send out one link to multiple people? All those types of things, right? Can I get a zip file of all of the reports? All of that is available to you. Your account probably does a lot more than you think it does. So number one, when you first log in, you have a recorded virtual tour of your account. This is no longer than 20 minutes if you watch the entire thing, in depth. You can bounce video to video. If maybe you don't really need to know anything about the home page, you want to learn more about, setting up links, things like that, you can jump page to page. Or you can watch the entire virtual tour all the way through. We go in depth how to use each page of your account. So how to set up those links, all the intricacies of the links, where you want reports to go, copies, what you want the emails to say, all those different types of things. You can manage your users in a ton of different ways that maybe you don't realize, grabbing reports, making zip files, things like that. So watch your virtual tour. If you had a lot of those questions, it's always available to you right on your homepage. Another thing people aren't aware of is there is a PDF guide on each page of your account with visuals that will show you exactly how that page works as well. So if you ever maybe only come into your account once a month or something to send out assessments, and you kind of don't always remember exactly what to do first, click on that little guide. It's a quick little reminder of how to use everything on that page. My second thing here that I will pull up is definitely training materials. So this is another sort of question we got over and over in different ways is, where's debrief guides? Where are places I can learn more about this or learn more about that, or have something to give in team meetings and workshops? You have free training materials right on your dashboard. You don't need to ask us for these. You don't need to find them in a secret area. This is just right on your dashboard. We give you passwords for each of the assessments that you have access to, that we have training materials for. Click on that training materials button, put in your password, and you get access to that full library. Debrief guides, PowerPoint presentations, email templates, team workshops, that is right there for you to use whenever you want. Another question I get is, do I have to reference your name? Is it going to have your branding? These are all unbranded materials. Take them, edit them, use parts of them if you want. This is all for your use, however you need to use them. And kind of going back to what Jen said before, our certified practitioners do get a secret access to much more in-depth materials when you're certified. So there are those, that's sort of another part of getting certified, is you have an in-depth library that you can go to when you're certified in a particular assessment. Another thing we got questions about, which I always love showing people because they're always surprised that that is here. And Monica actually mentioned it, as well as Angie Fairbanks, I think, is our team reporting. This is free to you. We don't charge a monthly fee for this or any fee at all. You just come over here to your group reporting page under managing assessments, group reporting. This is just here for you to use at any time. We have a ton of different types of group reports that you can create, a lot for DISC and some for our other assessments as well. You just select the type of team report you want to make, Everybody that has taken that assessment with you in your account will be available to add to that report. You can use your filters to find them as far as groups and assessment links names that you've created, select them, add them to the group report, and create that PDF. Takes 10 to 15 seconds to load, and you can create as many of those whenever you want. Seeing samples of those, you may be asking, how do I know which group report I want to use? This is just right here on your homepage of your account. Use your resource center to find out different pieces of information you might be looking for. I talked about the virtual tour and the training materials. You'll find information on our certification here. Sample reports is great so that you can see every different type of report we offer and a full PDF sample of those reports as well, including all of those team reports. So go see what team report might work for you best, and you can go into your account and use those at any time. Another question, marketing one sheets. We got a lot of questions on, I need marketing for this, I need marketing for this assessment, I need a one sheet for this thing. That is there for you right in your homepage, marketing one sheets. I know there were a couple of ideas of things we don't have available. Always email into support. You have access to us all the time. We have a great support team. We're always willing to help you. We get the comment all the time of, I'm so sorry, this is going to be a stupid question. There are no stupid questions. Ask, we will have an answer for you. At the very least, maybe you have a suggestion and we can take that into account for building something easier for you, or a new marketing sheet, something like that. So support@assessments.ws. Always ask your questions there. We are ready to help you at any time. And just kind of a couple other things on here, if you're an account holder, you can always try out an assessment for free. Click there, you can put in a request form if you want to try something out that you've never used before. And then we referenced this one as well, webinars, just checking out those webinars. My final piece of information is our Account Plus upgrade. So you're seeing here just a regular account. This gives you a ton of access to everything we just talked about. There is an upgrade that you can make to your account that'll give you a lot of capabilities that we were asked about in these FAQs. The Account Plus is a monthly subscription that you pay for, and I can send anyone information on this. Again, email support@assessments.ws, sales@assessments24x7, however you want to get in touch with us. We can give you more information on the Account Plus upgrade. This is going to give you sort of a more customized account dashboard. You're going to be able to pick your own domain name where everything is housed under. That's what your links will reflect as well. You can set up sub-accounts. You can add your own payment gateway so that sub-accounts can pay you directly. You can add custom login screens that your sub-accounts see when they're logging in. You can even change around that specific resource center that I was showing you. So you can make this resource center reflect your own resources to your sub-accounts as well. And I think, Angie, did you want to touch on anything else on the Account Plus, Angie Fairbanks?
I did. Thank you for bringing this up, Suzette, because this is one tool that I believe is an underutilized tool for coaches. If you're a coach, Account Plus is a great option as it will help you with client link management, better group reporting management, bring passive income to your coaching practice, and more importantly, my favorite, clients for life. As mentioned earlier when I spoke, assessment should be a mandatory part of coaching. So when you enroll a new client, you can also give them their very own assessment account. They will have their own login, like Suzette had mentioned, the ability to create their own links, and also the ability to send their own team there without requesting from you. So guess what? It will take away time and some administrative on your end to give you some time back. But really the good thing is you'll have full access to your client's account, because I know that's one of the questions I get about Account Plus is, well, I don't want them to manage the account. I want to be able to have access to it. So you can set your own pricing, like Suzette said. Each client can be a different price depending on the level of client. You can create links on the behalf if you want, but they can do that too. You have the ability to manage which assessments you want your clients to use. So if you want one client just to use DISC and the other clients to do DISC and motivators and emotional intelligence, you can set that as well. You have full control. But outside of all those capabilities, team, for me, the two biggest benefits of Account Plus is that it is white labeled, and for your coaching practice, that brings credibility to your practice. The second is that you have clients for life. Your clients may stop coaching with you or have completed the coaching program. They will still have their assessment account, and they will continue to purchase assessments from you, even without a coaching program. So something as a coach, I would definitely consider. And Suzette, thank you for bringing that up, because I do believe it's an underutilized resource for a coach.
Yeah, no problem. I'm glad we could talk about that. I am actually done with my FAQs as far as the support and technical side of your account. So I'm going to go ahead and put this over back to Brandon Parker.
All right, thank you, Suzette. Okay, so one of the things that Monica said, I just want to back it. And it was the work we get to do is so important. And I have really been lucky, and all of us have, to be in this environment where we do work that really helps people. And you get to see it. And a lot of you that are on the front lines, you know, you really get to see it. And so I'm just proud of all the people we work with, and definitely my staff. They're all wonderful. They give us and help us with this opportunity to do what we love to do. So what I'd like to talk about now is actually, where are we going? What's the future like? What's going on in my head? You know, what is this company going to do moving forward? So beyond everything that we're doing and have done, I'm going to give you a little bit of a background on where we're going. So the vision for 2023, to make DISC our focus. Now, for the D's out there, maybe that's all the information you need. You know, we're done. Let's do this. Let's get some results, you know. But I know we don't have all these sitting here. So I'm going to give you a little bit more detail on what I mean by make DISC our focus. So this has been on my mind a lot this past year. I believe that success in, you know, whatever the goal may be, can be achieved if DISC is the foundation to all that we're doing. So, for example, you know, beyond the aspects of the business world, I have personally really been integrating DISC and the concepts of DISC into my life. So as it was mentioned, my involvement with coaching local lacrosse team, with my daughter, she's 12 now, you know, her school, she's in theater, her theater friends, you know, my homeowners association, personal relationships. I mean, you name it, I'm integrating DISC. And what I found, that I know we all know this, it's resulted in all aspects having better productivity, more laughs, improved relationships. I have especially loved watching the light bulbs go off in the kids' heads. You know, as we've been introducing the kids' DISC into a variety of places, it's just been really impactful and very fun to watch. So as I sit here and I watch the world of business and the assessment industry and all of our clients and partners, and for me, it always comes back to DISC. So my plan for the upcoming year is to really put a greater focus on DISC. Now, to be clear, I want to make sure I get this point across. We're not removing any of our assessments that we currently offer. We're not dropping anything. If you're a regular user of another assessment, you know, don't worry. You know, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a look at all the products we offer and see if we can do a better job of trying to integrate them with DISC. So assessments, you know, we've heard these mentioned: emotional intelligence, motivators, or the Hartman Value Profile. They're all, as they stand now, valuable and powerful pieces of data. However, you know, what can we do to improve them in relationship to DISC? You know, how can DISC bring more power to these assessments? You know, having this foundation of communication and adaptability when it comes to the behavioral styles can bring more power to all that we offer. You know, it's that base layer. I've said in some of our meetings, it's like the nucleus. You know, that's the foundation. So what I envision at some point in the future, you know, a lot of these other assessments, they're going to be getting some upgrades. to have a more in-depth connection with DISC. So, and it's some other details from our side, I'll just kind of rattle through them here. As you know, our sales team and support team, you know, I want them to really start emphasizing DISC in the conversations. You know, make sure, you know, we get these opportunities to speak with people that they can really understand our passion for DISC and how it can be very helpful to their business. Even, and here's another interesting point that I've been thinking, is that even if they use, or their clients maybe use, a competitor's assessment, the conversation is not necessarily to abandon them. You know, they might be really good assessments, but to take a look at how can they use, you know, how can those be improved if DISC were also there as part of the foundation? I mean, possibly use them together. You know, there have been circumstances where people have said to me, you know, what about this assessment? And I go, what's a great assessment? But if you really have that foundation of the communication side, I think you'll get more power out of using that other assessment. And in our world, it's taking these other assessments that we have and really trying to connect them to that foundation of DISC. So thinking about the training side of things. So the training team would be working on, you know, really connecting DISC with our other assessments, you know, truly looking at how we're going to integrate. Also, and this has been mentioned already, taking a look at all of our training materials and various training offerings to see what additional improvements we can create to support this vision. On the marketing side, you know, focusing on the messaging as DISC is this foundation, whether it's a standalone product or used in tandem with other assessments. And the marketing team has already been working on the website, and a lot of these updates you're going to see visually come next year. But the point is, everything that we push to the world will have some correlation back to DISC. And our development team, you know, the guys behind the doors, the ones we shove food under the doors when they need to eat, those guys, the development team, they've already started the process of updating the designs of reports and have outlined numerous modifications to the dashboards as we continue to improve those as well. And so another final point is we will also continue, there's another aspect of what we do and another aspect of the business, and that is that we will continue to support our assessment technology platform, where we actually manage custom assessments, dashboards that are custom, specific custom systems for our various clients and partners in the industry. So nothing's going to change in this arena as well. Beyond, I guess, if there's a change, it's, you know, our continued expansion and improvement as we build. We have new global divisions coming in various countries, and we're also building additional server environments outside the United States to support these various countries. So main servers are in the United States, another point, because people will ask, but we're also building server farms in other countries where things like GDPR and other related pieces are very important to having computers in those countries. So, so to summarize, you know, we envision our future revolves around maintaining what we currently offer, like I've mentioned, but focusing on DISC as the foundation to all of this and improving how we integrate DISC into all that we do. You know, I truly want to offer the best customer service, the best assessments, the training and the support side of things that we possibly can. And I think most of you that know us probably would agree that we really do our best in all those areas. I know that you can never go wrong with a solid platform based off of DISC. And since we have so many other wonderful offerings, we can continue to build off of DISC and bring you and your clients more as we continue in 2023. So hopefully that gives a little background on where we're going as a company. And I think the next year would be passing this on to questions and anything that's come up during this webinar, or which I'm not seeing. So Suzette or somebody, you know, do we have any additional questions? Is there anything that you guys would like some more clarity on? Feel free to put them in the Q&A and we'll answer them live.
Yeah, we actually got a couple of the same questions about a conference, was if we're going to be holding an Assessments 24/7 conference. I don't know if you want to expand on that or let them also know about ATD.
Yeah, you know, that's a good question around the conference. So that has come up a lot. And internally, we're having this discussion. And we'll see. So stay tuned on whether we would actually do something as a company again. And to the other part of that question, we will be at ATD in San Diego I think it's in May of 2023, where we do get this great opportunity to meet a lot of people that are either clients or are looking to possibly use some of our assessments and technology, and even meeting other vendors. And it's a good place for us in this industry to mingle. So that will be happening in May. So any other questions, Suzette?
Yeah, one more I think we can go over. I did get this question a few times, was like, updates on our stuff, newsletters, things like that. If you could just tell everybody about our quarterly emails and maybe like our social media sites they can keep up to date on as well.
Yeah, that's great, because I would really love it if Jared were available or someone from the marketing team that could actually give me those specifics. I don't know for sure, but we do try to communicate. I know, I've done a few blogs, some company CEO updates. We do put things on our announcement pages when you log into your dashboards. So I don't know for sure on that answer. Maybe Suzette, you've got some ideas on that, or anybody that's here with me right now. Do you have any other insight you could provide to our communication? And if there's a need to do more, it's always a juggle of if you do too much or too less, or where's the just right, and usually that's different for everybody, and everyone has their own opinions on it. So I think what we've generally tried to do is to make sure that we're communicating some of the most important things that are going on, and I know we do that on our dashboard updates on the login screens. And we've got some other resources out there that I know we're communicating. But anything else to add to that, Suzette?
Yeah, I could hop in, Brandon. So we do our best. This is Jared here. We do our best not to bombard your inbox and overload you with emails the best we can. And we try and keep all the information as relevant as possible, so that, we can respect not giving you inbox overload. That being said, we are always open to feedback. If you guys would like more communication about what's going on, or if you would like to have other information that you would like to see in particular, we are all ears for that, and we'd be more than happy to start building that out. So feel free to contact us. I'm going to put an email in the Zoom chat. I'll just give you guys mine. But yeah, we're all ears, but we try and keep it as relevant as possible, and give you guys the key pointers.
Thanks, Jared. Yeah, there's no doubt I really know my company, and I've known it for 20 plus years. I just know what we do. So I don't generally, you'll never really hear me trying to compare myself to anybody else, but I can tell you this: we have such an open door policy, and we look at everybody that we work with as partners, that we're on the same team. We're just the ones managing technology, and we're the ones that are providing these. You're out there doing what you do, but at the end of the day, we're all on the same team. So there's this open door policy of communication here that I strongly urge anybody to use. I mean, ideas, if there's something that even frustrated you, or you came into some conflict with a particular client, how can we help you be successful in this? And what can we do? Because at the end of the day, we are on the same journey together with that same goal that Monica mentioned that I supported, is we get to do this wonderful work together. And that provides so much fulfillment, and to know that we're helping people and changing lives. And I just don't think it gets much better. But the point is, we're here, and we're totally open all the time for anything that you have question-wise or suggestions. Okay. With that, anything else, Suzette?
Yeah, just wanted to mention one more thing. I know we have a few people on here that aren't account holders quite yet. So the way you get in touch with us is sales@assessments24x7.com. Someone on our team will just pop that into chat as well. But that's the best way to get in touch with us if you don't have an account with us yet. Send an email there. Someone on our support team will get in touch with you, see what your exact needs are, and how to get you set up from there. And we will get you access to an account. But that is all we have right now.
Okay. Yeah, and if all of you attending could have seen all of the questions and our attempts here to organize as much as we could in an hour, I hope we've covered a majority for everybody. And if we didn't get something specific, please feel free to email us. We'll get back to you. And with that, I want to thank everybody for attending and all of you that are going to watch this as a recording. Once again, the entire staff here, thank you. And thanks for the opportunity that we get to do this work together. And we look forward to 2023. And we'll talk to everybody soon. So thank you.